Hello, everybody. Dr. PK from Dr. PK Life. And somebody, Francisco, actually asking this question to my video about chronic mental stress and its impact on health. Of course, impact is adversarial. Francisco is asking a simple question: how do we control our stress? Yeah, I mean, that's just across the board these days. There are lots of stress, all different kinds of stress. Stress usually cannot be removed completely, but it can be managed. And start with the basics: better sleep, daily walking, deep breathing exercise, less caffeine, less soda, and limiting exposure to bad news or negative input from media or social websites. Small daily habits make a big difference. Stress is part of life. We all has to deal with it. But the real problem is not just stress itself. The real problem is when stress becomes chronic, meaning your mind and body stay in fight or flight mode for too long. When that happens, stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline stay elevated. Over time, that can contribute to poor sleep, anxiety, high blood pressure, weight gain, headache, um, gut problems, low energy, weaker immune system. So, how do we control stress? And first, understand this clearly. You may not always control stressors, but you can often improve your response. Now, protect your sleep. Poor sleep makes stress much worse, and stress also makes sleep worse. So, it becomes perpetual. When it becomes a vicious cycle, try to sleep and wake up at regular time. Reduce your screen exposure and keep your room dark and cool. And improving your sleep would help you a lot. Move your body every day. So go for a walk at least 10-15 minutes. If you walk 10 minutes after a meal, that will really help you. Stretching and light weight or yoga or any kind of activity or biking, that would be very, very helpful. But the important thing is consistency. Now, you can also use breathing to calm your nervous system. That will activate your parasympathetic system to help you slow down. Slow breathing tells nervous system that you are safe. Um, I think every now and then you can take 5 minutes of slow breathing. That will help you. Inhaling slowly and then exhaling even more slowly. That can reduce the intensity of a stress, and that will also activate parasympathetic system. Reduce overstimulation. We live in a world today, there's a constant stimulation: phone, bad news, social media, work pressure, noise, multitasking. I don't watch TV. Social media is just limited to my what I do, videos, um, and I stay away from news because it's lots of negativity and sad stories out there. Watch your caffeine. Too much caffeine can worsen anxiety and palpitation and poor sleep. Stay away from alcohol. Alcohol disrupts your sleep and worsens your recovery from stress. Um, Build the supportive relationships. Um, if you carry stress alone, it's heavier. Talking to your loved ones, friend, spouse, family member, therapist, counselor can help reduce your emotional load. Human connection is very important for powerful stress reduction. And what we have seen that despite social media, people are less and less connected. So Get off social sites and connect with the real people. Use prayer, meditation, mindfulness. Create a routine for yourself, because when you have a routine, your life will be less chaotic. And simple routine will reduce your mental overload. Um, Eating on time, planned breaks, bedtime routine, short walks. Those are important aspect. And identify what you can change. Sometimes stress comes from real life issues, finances, relationship conflict, work overload, poor boundaries, untreated anxiety, chronic illness, lack of rest. It helps to separate a stress. It really helps to separate the stress into groups. What you can change and what you cannot change right now. Then start with the first group, what you can change. Small actions, restore a sense of control. What you cannot change, don't be bothered. And know when to get help. If stress is causing panic, chest pressure, emotional breakdown, depression, burnout, affecting work, your relationship, do not ignore it. Professional help is there. It matters. Counseling, therapy. Goal is not to live with a zero stress. That's not realistic until you're a monk. Um, the goal is to become more resilient. Okay, so your body can come back to balance faster. Stress is real, but daily recovery tools are important and they're powerful. Thank you for watching. Thank you for asking all the great questions. I'm Dr. PK from Dr. PK Life.